semiotics, also called semiotic studies. Not to be confused with the Saussurian tradition called semiology, which is a part of semiotics, is a study of meaning-making, the study of sign processes and meaningful communication. This includes the study of signs and sign processes, semosis, indication, designation, likeness, analogy, allegories, metonyms, metaphor, symbolism, signification, and communication. Semiotics is closely related to the field of linguistics, which, for its part, studies the structure and meaning of language more specifically. The semiotic tradition explores the study of signs and symbols as a significant part of communications. As different from linguistics, however, semiotics also studies non-linguistic sign systems. Semiotics is frequently seen as having important anthropological dimensions. For example, the late Italian semiotician and novelist Umberto Eco proposed that every cultural phenomenon may be studied as communication. Some semioticians focus on the logical dimensions of the science, however. They examine areas belonging also to the life sciences, such as how organisms make predictions about, and adapt to, their semiotic niche in the world. See semosis. In general, semiotic theories take signs or sign systems as their object of study. The communication of information in living organisms is covered in biosemiotics, including zoosemiotics. Semioticians classify signs or sign systems in relation to the way they are transmitted. See modality. This process of carrying meaning depends on the use of codes that may be the individual sounds or letters that humans use to form words, the body movements they make to show attitude or emotion, or even something as general as the clothes they wear. To coin a word to refer to a thing, see lexical words, the community must agree on a simple meaning, a denotative meaning, within their language, but that word can transmit that meaning only within the language's grammatical structures and codes. See syntax and semantics. Codes also represent the values of the culture, and are able to add new shades of connotation to every aspect of life. To explain the relationship between semiotics and communication studies, communication is defined as the process of transferring data and/or meaning from a source to a receiver. Hence, communication theorists construct models based on codes, media, and context to explain the biology, psychology, and mechanics involved. Both disciplines recognize that the technical process cannot be separated from the fact that the receiver must decode the data, that is, be able to distinguish the data as salient, and make meaning out of it. This implies that there is a necessary overlap between semiotics and communication. Indeed, many of the concepts are shared, although in each field the emphasis is different. In Messages and Meanings, An Introduction to Semiotics, Marcel Dainzy (1994) suggested that semioticians' priorities were to study signification first, and communication second. A more extreme view is offered by Jean-Jacques Nadis (1987), trans. 1990, 16, who, as a musicologist, considered the theoretical study of communication irrelevant to his application of semiotics. Semiotics differs from linguistics in that it generalizes the definition of a sign to encompass signs in any medium or sensory modality. Thus it broadens the range of sign systems and sign relations, and extends the definition of language in what amounts to its widest analogical or metaphorical sense. Peirce's definition of the term semiotic as the study of necessary features of signs also has the effect of distinguishing the discipline from linguistics as the study of contingent features that the world's languages happen to have acquired in the course of their evolutions. From a subjective standpoint, perhaps more difficult is the distinction between semiotics and the philosophy of language. In a sense, the difference lies between separate traditions rather than subjects. Different authors have called themselves philosopher of language or semiotician. This difference does not match the separation between analytic and continental philosophy. On a closer look, there may be found some differences regarding subjects. Philosophy of language pays more attention to natural languages or to languages in general, while semiotics is deeply concerned with non-linguistic signification. Philosophy of language also bears connections to linguistics, while semiotics might appear closer to some of the humanities, including literary theory, and to cultural anthropology. Semosis or semiosis is the process that forms meaning from any organism's apprehension of the world through signs. Scholars who have talked about semosis and their sub-theories of semiotics include C.S. Peirce, John Deely, and Umberto Eco. Cognitive semiotics is combining methods and theories developed in the disciplines of cognitive methods and theories developed in semiotics and the humanities, with providing new information into human signification and its manifestation in cultural practices. The research on cognitive semiotics brings together semiotics from linguistics, cognitive science, and related disciplines on a common meta-theoretical platform of concepts, methods, and shared data. Cognitive semiotics may also be seen as the study of meaning-making by employing and integrating methods and theories developed in the cognitive sciences. This involves conceptual and textual analysis as well as experimental investigations. Cognitive semiotics initially was developed at the Center for Semiotics at Aarhus University, Denmark, with an important connection with the Center of Functionally Integrated Neuroscience, CFIN, at Aarhus Hospital. Amongst the prominent cognitive semioticians are Per Ujbrandt, Svend Ostergaard, Per Bundgaard, Fredrik Stjernfeldt, Michael Wallentin, Christian Tylane, Riccardo Fusaroli, and Jordan Zladev. Zladev later in cooperation with Goran Sonesson established CCS, Center for Cognitive Semiotics, at Lund University, Sweden.